Today we're going to be doing negative exponents. So whenever you see a negative exponent, your first thought would be to make it positive. How do we make it positive? Well, in order to make it positive, we will take that x negative 2, which is right up here, and we need to move it to, really, it's like x negative 2 over 1. And now we have to move that negative 2 to below the fraction bar to make it positive. So that's going to look more like this. 1 over x squared. Now whenever that exponent crosses that fraction line, it changes its sign. So now it's positive. And that rule looks like this. X to the power of negative r equals 1 over xr. For the next one, it says 1 over x to the power of negative 2. Well, we need to basically move this up here in order to make it positive. So when we move it up, we have x squared. And that rule looks like this. 1 over x to the power of negative r equals xr over 1. Well, that r is an exponent. Now x0, whenever you have anything with an exponent of 0, that will equal 1. So we have x0 equals 1. No matter what whatever is in that parentheses, but if there's an exponent of 0, it will be 1. So let's do number 1. We have x squared times x to the negative 5th. So we can go ahead and remember we have this squared right there and this negative 5. Remember, we are going to add those exponents together, right? So we have x, negative 5 plus 2 gives us negative 3. X to the power of negative 3, whenever we see a negative exponent, we know we have to make it positive. So how do we do that? By putting it below that fraction bar. Now let's go ahead and do number 2. We have 3x to the power of negative 2 times 4x to the power of 5. So 3 times 4 is 12. Now we have negative 2 plus that 5 gives us 3. 12x to the power of 3. And let's go and go to number 3. We have this negative 5 as an exponent of x squared. So notice this this negative 5 is on the outside of the parentheses, and we learned whenever it's on the outside of the parentheses, it's not inside, it's going to be multiplied to the other exponent. So this is x to the exponent of, with an exponent of negative 10. Now again, red alert, we cannot have a negative exponent, so we make it positive by moving it below the fraction bar. Now, let me go ahead and go back and box my answers there. Let's go ahead and do number 4. Again, we have parentheses and we have an exponent on the outside. So I have to kind of distribute that exponent, but really it's bring down that x. So 2 times 5 is 10. And then I'm going to do 5 times that negative 3 would give us negative 15. Now we have a negative exponent. We have to get rid of our negative exponents. We cannot keep them negative. So we're going to keep our x10, and then we're going to move that y15 beneath that fraction bar. Okay, let's go to the next page. X negative 7 divided by x squared. Again, we can go ahead and remember, we always combine our exponents here. So we move the smallest exponent, which would be negative 7. We'd move it down to that 2. So now we have 1 is left in the top. Now we have that negative 7 becomes a positive 7. So let me go ahead and put that right there. So instead of just making that arrow, we're going to do plus 7. So that's 1 over x to the 9th. And number 6. let's go ahead and, again, we need to combine our exponents here, consolidate. So we need to bring up the smaller exponent, -2, and that becomes a +2. So now we have x to 7 plus 2 is 9, x to the power of 9. Number 7. So we have -7 and -2. So again, we're going to move the smallest exponent. In this case would be that -7. We will bring it down there and it becomes a +7. So now we have 1 over x, -2 plus 7 is 5. Number 8, we have x over y with an exponent of -3. So really that looks like this, x with an exponent of -3 and y with an exponent of -3. We can't combine because x is by itself and y is by itself, but what we can do is they can switch. The y can go to the numerator, to the top, and that becomes y third because the sign changes. X goes to the denominator and that sign changes. Now let's go to number 9. We have x squared, y -3, x over x to the 4th, y squared. So first things first, combine our exponents. We're going to move the smaller exponent to the larger exponent. So that's x to the 4, -2. And we're going to move this smaller exponent of -3 down. That would be +3. So now I have x and then 4 minus, let's see, 4 minus 2 is x squared, and then 2 plus 3 is 5. Number 10. Again, we're going to combine our exponents. We move the smaller exponent, which would be -4. We're going to move that up, and that becomes a +4. Here, our smallest exponent for the y's would be -8. We would move that up, and that becomes a +8. Whoops, and we don't need a fraction bar, but we have x to the power of 2 plus 4 is 6, y, and then we have -3 plus 8 is 5. Now, we could put it over 1, but then we can simplify it down and just do x6, y5. Okay, number 11. Number 11, we have an exponent of 3, but again, our eyes are drawn to that -2. We can't combine anything. X's are all together, Y's are all together. So now we have to get rid of that negative exponent. How would we get rid of that negative exponent? Well, first things first, we have to get this 3 gone first. So let's go ahead and do 3 times -2. Well, that would give us -6. And then we can do that as well down here. So we have this 3. I'm going to change colors so you could kind of see it. So this 3 is on that 2, so it's 2 cubed. 2 cubed is 8. Go back to the, so we have 8, and then we have this exponent of 3 times that 4 would be y12. Okay, go back to blue. There we go, exponent of 12. Again, we have that negative exponent, so we have to get rid of that negative exponent. How do we do that? We have to put it below the fraction bar. So again, you're either moving it up or down, depending which way it's going to make it positive. So this case, we had to move it below to make it positive. Number 12, we have this 2x -2 to the power of -2, and then the exponent of 3. So let's go ahead and that exponent of 3 goes with that 2. So 2 with an exponent of 3 is 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. Now we have this 3 times that exponent of -2, which is -6. Now we still have a negative exponent. We have to get rid of that negative exponent. So how do we do that? We keep our 8 and take our x to the power of 6 to the bottom. Again, whenever it crosses that fraction bar, it changes signs. Now we have this next one, number 13. We can see we have 8x to the 7th over 2x squared. We can combine those x's, and we can also see that 8 divided by 2 is 4. So let's simplify this down a bit. So we have 4, and if we combine those x's, let's bring that 2 up. That becomes minus 2, so x to the 5th. And now we have that negative 3. So let's go ahead and distribute that negative 3. So we have 4 with an exponent of negative 3. And we have that negative 3 times 5 is negative 15. We still have negative exponents. How do we get rid of those? How about if we put them below the fraction bar? Right, so we have 4 times 3 times, or 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. And then we have x negative 15. Well, if it goes beneath that fraction bar, again, we're just switching sides. It becomes positive. Number 14. Now we have a long problem here, but let's just do it step by step, okay? So let's go ahead and we see this negative 5. We're going to do what is negative 5 times 2, or times negative 2. That gives us 10. Negative 5 times negative 3. That gives us 15. And negative 5 times negative 4 gives us 20. All right, and let's go ahead and do the denominator. So we have 5 times 2 is 10, so that's A10. 5 times B3 would be B15, exponent 15. 5 times the exponent of 4 would be C20. Well, we see that those cancel out. The A's cancel out. B over 15, B over 15 cancel out. C20 over C20, those cancel out. So we're left with 1. Our answer here would be 1. Number 15, remember from our rules, anything with an exponent of 0, what does that equal? And it equals 1. Again, anything, so it can have whatever it has in that parenthesis, because that exponent's on that parenthesis, that would equal 1. Now number 16, we see we have that 1, and we have this 2. Now notice that exponent 0 is not on that entire thing, it's only on that x, right? It's only on that x. Therefore, x to the power of 0, that would equal 1, right? So really this should be 1/2.